You remember the Boys, right? Their songs Dial My Heart and Crazy flooded the airwaves in the late 80s and early 90s. Signed to Motown Records, the quartet featured brothers Kyrie, Hakeem, Taj, and Bilal Abdulsamad, and they were marketed as the generation's new version of the Jacksons.
Okay, give me your ages.
I'm 14.
I'm 13. I'm 12. I'm 9.
No, you're the baby in the group. 9 years old. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Jackson was 9 years old when he had his first hit record. Is that right?
Yep.
They were cute, talented, and charismatic. But after delivering 3 albums and a string of hits, they disappeared from mainstream music. So what happened? Were they dropped from the label? Or did they leave the American music scene on a quest for a deeper purpose in life? Before we get started, don't forget to grab something to eat at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand. Take advantage of our Black Friday sale and enjoy our assortment of delicious brisket beef jerky and bacon jerky. Okay, now let's jump into today's video. This story starts back in 1985. The brothers, who were born in Compton and raised in Carson, California, were looking to raise money to buy their dad a Father's Day present. Kyrie told World Radio History they went to Venice Beach and sang on the boardwalk.
And we made, I think it was $69. $69.
Right.
And my father was so proud of us that he took us out to dinner.
According to an interview with Ebony magazine, they enjoyed performing so much they began singing on the boardwalk every Saturday and Sunday. As their popularity increased, so did their earnings. And after 2 years of being street performers, they appeared on a junior version of the television show Star Search.
Why do you want to be on the show?
Because it will give us a great experience of being on TV and it's really a challenge because we haven't had a challenge in a long time.
By this point, they decided they wanted to be professional singers, so they recorded a demo and formed an entertainment company called The Boys Party Time Affair.
We did bar mitzvahs, private parties, birthday parties,
That added up to like about $450 every week.
Or more than that.
Believing in their son's dreams of becoming superstars, their parents, Jabari and Angela, knew they needed to do whatever they could to protect their children. So they enrolled in a 4-week entertaining management course at Los Angeles Trade School so they could manage their sons' careers. The course taught them the ins and outs of the industry, and the information they obtained was more valuable than they realized. Their parents began shopping around their demo, and after 3 weeks, the boys had 3 offers on the table.
Why Motown?
No,
we went
MCA.
MCA. But MCA bought Motown.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm thinking.
So then,
Okay.
Gerald went over to
Busby
Motown.
moved over to Motown. He brought us with him.
And he asked us
Okay.
if we wanted to go. And we said, sure.
Yeah.
Motown was anxious to cash in on the boy band formula that made groups like New Edition and New Kids on the Block so successful. So they assembled an award-winning team of writers and producers, including L.A. Reid and Babyface, to help create the boys' debut album. Their parents, who were always by their side, signed on as the executive producers. The label realized the boys weren't just typical children. They had more knowledge and experience than a lot of adults in the industry. The boys wrote their own songs. They also knew how to produce and mix their own music and choreograph their own dance moves. Motown clearly hit the jackpot by signing the brothers, and they couldn't wait to share their music with the world. But there was one person who was going through a tough time during their studio sessions. Kyrie told the LA Times he was 13 when they started recording, and his voice changed during the process. Since he couldn't hit the high notes that he was scheduled to sing on songs like Lucky Charm and A Little Romance, his parts were given to his younger brother, Hakeem, who was 11 at the time. Kyrie said, "I had a lot of potential. Then boom, my voice went down. My range got shorter and shorter." But L.A. Reid and Babyface came through with another song to fit Kyrie's range, called Dial My Heart. The boys split up lead singing duties on the rest of their songs to prevent one brother from becoming a bigger star than the others, and Kyrie said it helped to keep jealousy under control. He added, "If we didn't compromise, things would be a mess." Messages from the Boys was released in October 1988. Songs like Dial My Heart, Lucky Charm, and A Little Romance helped the album fly to the top of the charts. Hakeem also received a writing credit on the song Personality. The album was certified platinum, and the group took home an Image Award. Their popularity was increasing thanks to the push from Motown's marketing department. The bright side of fame was that their family was able to buy a new home in Northridge, California. On the flip side, the Boys quickly found out the cost of their newfound popularity. Hakeem told the LA Times that fans would try to rip off their clothes during performances, and during an appearance at a Dallas record store, a group of fans messed up their limo by writing phone numbers all over it. During an appearance at a Hawthorne mall, they expected 500 people to show up, but thousands of fans showed up instead. Hakeem said the crowd got so out of hand, they had to cancel the show. He said, "It was scary. I get afraid of getting hurt. The fans don't mean any harm, but it can get dangerous." While Hakeem didn't care as much about the attention from all the young girls, Kyrie was loving it. He told the Times that back when he was in school, the girls used to reject him, but after he became a celebrity, they all liked him. Thankfully, the Boys were surrounded by those who genuinely cared about them. They traveled with their entire immediate family, an academic tutor, and their next-door neighbor, Juan, whom they hired as their bodyguard. Their parents' main goal was to keep them in check. Their mom told Ebony magazine, "I travel with them because I know that it is ultimately my responsibility to make sure they keep their feet on the ground and that they say their prayers." Their parents were involved in every single business deal, which ruffled a few feathers in the industry. Their dad told Jet magazine, "People don't like to cut deals with us because we have their best interest at heart." Their parents' knowledge helped the Boys secure hosting gigs on radio talk shows. They appeared in music videos for Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson, recorded a song with Earth, Wind & Fire, and made numerous guest appearances on television shows. They also performed across the U.S. and Europe. As for their personal goals, the young Boys were actively working toward their dreams. Kyrie had hopes of becoming a film director, so he opened his own production company called Young Einstein. He also produced and managed music for other young entertainers in their neighborhood. Hakeem doubled as the group's sound engineer, songwriter, and choreographer. He also wanted to get more involved in acting, since he had already appeared in projects like Ernest Goes to Camp, Wildcats, and Different Strokes. Taj had also snagged a few roles, including a part in the TV show Saint Elsewhere, while Bilal had dreams of becoming the President of the United States. The Boys returned in 1990 with a self-titled album. Their song Crazy, which was co-written by all four brothers and mixed by Hakeem, reached #1 on the Billboard chart. Pepsi even featured the song in one of their commercials, which we assume was a very profitable deal for them. Their dad was always about his business, and sources report he established a 1-900 number for fans to talk to the Boys for just $2.50 a minute. The chat line was reportedly a success, and the Boys were able to keep all the profits because their dad had outsmarted the record label. During the management course he and his wife took at the start of the Boys' career, their dad was taught how to retain all merchandising rights. That valuable information meant Motown had to keep its sticky paws off the Boys' lucrative side ventures. Unsurprisingly, Motown wanted to replace the Boys' parents as their managers and hire a new management team for the group. However, the parents refused to step down and remained in control of their sons' careers. The Boys continued on with building their empire. They even starred in their own self-titled TV show. Their 1992 album, The Saga Continues, showcased a more mature sound. It also signaled the end of the Boys' hype. The album peaked at number 191 on the Billboard 200, and sources report the group blamed their label for poor promotion. Their family relocated to Georgia, and in 1993, the Boys' recording contract expired. Motown was ready to re-sign them to a 6-year deal with a generous upfront advance. The label also offered them their own label called HAK Records, which was already up and running with a couple of artists for the Boys to manage. But in the end, the brothers decided to walk away from it all, with their parents respecting their decision. Hakeem told Jet magazine their family transitioned into being vegan, and that lifestyle change made them gravitate towards like-minded people who were largely a part of the Afrocentric cultural community in Southwest Atlanta. Hakeem added that those new experiences inspired them to embrace their African roots and prompted them to pack up and move to Gambia, a small West African country on the Atlantic coast. While there, they began performing West African-inspired music under the name Sons of Light and launched a label called Sunlight Music. They also began producing songs for the artists on their label and credit themselves for creating their own style of music called Boombalaks. And Taj wrote a book about African spirituality and metaphysics. Hakeem and Bilal eventually decided to remain in Gambia, while Kyrie moved to Los Angeles and Taj moved to Atlanta. Sources report they invested some of their money in real estate and purchased a retirement community in Pensacola, Florida. Even though they're spread all across the globe, Kyrie told Jet magazine the four brothers are still as tight as ever. They all have children, and whenever they're all together, it's like a big family reunion, full of laughter and non-stop jokes. The brothers are still very close, and they hold on to the memories of their time as Hollywood superstars. Kyrie said, "It's such a beautiful thing that we're all in this together, spiritually and mentally." As of 2015, they were working on a new album, but as of this video, the album has yet to drop. The boys remind us of a time when life was carefree, fun, and easy, when music was lighthearted and whimsical, and artists possessed real talent. We really miss those days. How about you?